So as promised, a TPN tutorial. I was just starting to set up my TPN tonight and I figured I'd do a little recording of it. So first things first, Theo likes to lay on this table as much as I try not to allow him to do that. So I'm gonna wash the table and then get everything out. So I opened everything up. I try to eliminate as much medical waste as possible because it's unbelievable. So I usually do the big bag that the TPN comes in. I use this for recycle, so as much of it as I can recycle, and this one will be for trash. Hand sanitizer. Here is TPN. So this is a white color because it has protein in it, called lipids. So it's just like broken down protein that the body can absorb through the bloodstream, instead of like if you think of how you eat eggs and eggs contain protein, your body has to break those down in order to get the protein out, and then once it moves into your intestines absorb those protein molecules. Science. So this has protein, electrolytes, some free fluid to keep me hydrated. I do extra hydration in addition, but potassium, magnesium, all that good stuff. I have these two vials. Those have multivitamins. It's the same thing, it just comes in 2 vials. And so these are saline flushes to break up between processes. So you do a saline flush before putting the TPN in to flush out whatever was in the line before, and then after the TPN or medication or whatever, just so it doesn't interact with whatever else you're putting in the line. And the blue ones are heparin, which is a blood thinner, and those I put in at the very end before I lock the line, just to prevent blood clotting, because the line goes directly into my heart, so that would be dangerous if we got a blood clot in there. I have my pump, and I have batteries for my pump, and I have tubing, which will attach the pump to the bag and to my body. And that's that, I think. I have a syringe with a needle. That's what I use to draw up the vitamins and put them in the bag. They'll turn like a yellowish color. Alcohol wipes and caps. These little green caps go on the end of my line so that it will stay sterile when it's not in use. So usually what I do first is, these syringes are awful. The needles don't stay on very well, so I always screw it on. Fill the syringe up with air and pop the cap off one of my vitamins. What I'm going to do is push the air into the vial, and that displaces the fluid, so it will start coming into the syringe. It's like a vacuum seal, so if you start pulling, it doesn't come out. You gotta displace it somehow. So the air works really well. And each vial has 5 mLs in it. This is a 10 ml syringe, so I just need one to draw up all the vitamins. So this is the one that turns it a yellowish color. Can you see that? As I drip it all over the table. This is the one that stains everything. And then I'm going to use an alcohol wipe to clean the bag tip. And then I'm gonna put these vitamins in. Can you see how it changes colors in there? I'm just gonna shake it up so everything gets mixed up. And then throw the batteries in here. Oh, I have to take the old batteries out. I try to keep this charged, but it doesn't hold a charge and it runs for 14 hours straight. So it's easier just not to risk it and throw the batteries in. So I'm just gonna wait for it to turn on. So there's two little tabs on the end of or in the middle of this. And that's how you hook it up to the pump. So there's little pathways on here. There's a blue arrow where the blue tab goes in, and an orange arrow where the orange tab goes in. Close it up, and then there's a prime setting. So make sure the end is in the bag when I do that so it doesn't get everywhere. I do a little extra prime so that I can guarantee there's no air. And the priming pressurizes it a little bit because the heart beats so fast that it pushes blood out of your body faster than the infusion can pump in. And where my line being directly in my heart, I get a lot of times I'll have backflow, so like blood coming out into my TPN if I don't pressurize the line first. So that's set. And because my TPN runs for 14 hours, I usually have to change my clothes at some point, like get in pajamas or get ready for work. And so I will run the tubing down my shirt so that I can take my shirt off to change. It just makes it a lot easier for me. So first I'm going to clean the cap. Even though I have those green caps on there to keep it clean, you always want to do an extra clean before and after really hooking anything up. So I cleaned that. I'm gonna have a saline. And I'm getting all the air out. Open my clamp, and I'll just push that in. It's really just salt water, but it keeps everything moving and flowing, which is what you want. You don't want anything to get stuck in there. And then I'm taking another alcohol wipe, cleaning again in between. And I'm gonna take the end of the TPN tubing and screw that on and start the pump. And this will run for 14 hours, and I usually throw it in a backpack and call it a night.